can the parents help buttress whatever the school teaches in terms of history? Because as a practical matter, we know that the school is not going to, has a lot of things to go over. They may or may not focus on things like the civil rights movement and other eras in African American history. Do you have suggestions on how parents can help uh, inculcate and help instill a sense of history in their children?
Well, look, you got to realize that when we talk about parents today, we're not talking about people my age. We're not even talking about people your age. We're talking about younger people who themselves weren't taught the history. I spoke at the middle school not long ago, and I spoke about May 17th as an historic day, and how the students that I had spoken to earlier had no idea the significance. Well, neither did they. So I told them that the history of May 17th was when the Supreme Court ruled that separate and unequal was a lie and wrong and illegal, and got rid of it. Was supposed to get rid of segregation in schools.
That's the Brown versus
Board of Education. And the young black teacher who walked me to my car when the program was over had a PhD in history. And she said, I want to make a confession to you. The young black teacher said, I had no idea what May 17th was. So if here's a school teacher with a PhD in history who doesn't know, you've got to find out how, and that's a very good question, how do we get our younger parents involved in learning our history, A, and B, passing it on to our students? I just think that in every news organization, news program, talk show, podcast, we need to be talking about our history. And I would love it if the rappers would start rapping our history, because we've got to also think of new ways of communicating with our young people. I'm not a big fan, although I tweet, I'm not a big fan of tweet being our number one source of information, but we have to be realistic about how our young people are communicating and figure out what is the best way to communicate with them. I think I think young people are listening to podcasts a lot. And so if there could be tweets that say, go listen to such and such, or if you want to know how to survive in this toxic environment or whatever, just find the new ways of communicating and help both parents and students plug into that.